Multnomah River and Mountain River, or does it mean?
Yeah, but that's quite century is where the time is a different level.
So those headstones, those tombstones, were here. This is the empty field where the memorial is going. This is where the Multnomah County built a building in the 50s on top of the Chinese graves. So we go through here. And so just to put it in kind of perspective, my family's buried right there. We've got grandma and aunts. I'll be buried right there.
So whether when Maria was commissioner, because she was a champion.
Where does it say?
Right here.
Multnomah County.
2004.
There we go.
20
Is it
years.
2004?
All right.
Well,
Been
yeah.
working on it for 20 years.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
That's a long time to be working on.
I would love to have the opportunity to read this.
Okay. So I was
There's the timeline.
if you come on
Very small print with the timeline. They're going to say this is approximate burial locations, but I know that there was hundreds and hundreds of bodies here. Not 55, but I'm not here to argue with anybody. This is just kind of like a sequence. Right here, you can see through there. Again, this is the historical picture. I've never seen this one. I've been down to the Oregon Historical Society many, many times, and I've got lots of pictures of this whole area, but I've never seen that one. The story's always been that it was in unmarked graves. And then the story originally was there was just a couple of bodies, like it was just a small family found. No, thousands. And this is what Multnomah County did to totally disrespect and dishonor the dead on this corner right here. This is where the building was. They built a county paper shuffling on top of the dead bodies, on top of the graves, unmarked graves. So this is, again, tiny print. You're never going to read that, but this right here is pretty interesting. I like the use of the word Moongate Pavilion. Moongate. Native Savannah Restoration Memorial Wall. So they've got this, and then they're calling it a historical altar. Right? So these are some pictures here. Very hard to see, but this is kind of inspirational pics, right? See, I love this. This reminds me of my whole solar eclipse series that I'm working on right now. Right? You've got the sun and the moon during the solar eclipse aligned. Makes the sun look black or dark. The solar eclipse is the moon.
Yeah.
So this is pretty cool. The guy just standing there. This is the hill. So this is a concept design. Paid an artist a bunch of money. This is what one of the proposals. Or I think there's two proposals. So this is the altar, memorial, ancient traditional type of Chinese fencing. So here's another one. They want a proposal, the Grove, where they're talking about planting ginkgo, I believe. So I think maybe one has the trees, and maybe this is the one with the trees. The other one doesn't have the trees. I got to get clarity on that. But again, it's like Look at that. I love that. The room within the room within the room. I mean, that's just so cool. If you go down to Lansu, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of the rooms within the room within the room. The door within the door within the door. So, oh, maybe this is the other concept with the... So I heard one of the guys talking about this was too high. One of the guys involved with the restoration project. Got a little bit of video of him there. He doesn't like the height of the wall. It's too high. And he actually said he didn't really like the ginkgo, the trees. He preferred it open. So that's the presentation here. Got all the heavy hitters. This is the space right here. This is interesting how the information just continues to develop and the story changes because it has to, not just because of the cover-up, but the story has to change because of the data and the facts. So I'm hearing today that there was a lot of the bodies that were removed, and he was telling a story that there was an agreement or some sort of, I don't know exactly, but it was a temporary spot where they were going to temporarily be, and then they were going to be moved and sent back to their villages or their homes in China. That's what I just heard. So I've never heard that there was any agreements. I've always heard that this was low income. There's a number of people here that Dr. Hawthorne, the shrink, the psychiatrist, he had an asylum, or was running the asylum not too far from here. And the low budget, the people on the low income, the people that didn't have anybody with any money to bury, would bring them up here. So I've always heard that story combined, that it was the low income, it was the distraught, it was mentally ill, or folks that were on very, 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 very poor. Very, very poor, and couldn't afford to do proper burial. And so they started finding bodies on top of bodies, is the story I heard. But so that's it. Lone Fir. See if I can get another interview here. Peace out.